Hello traders, welcome back to another video of mine. Today I will be showing you how to avoid false breakouts. I know most of the traders, they face problems with getting caught with false breakouts that can make you super frustrated. Don't worry, I'm sure this video will help you. But of course, that doesn't mean my method can help you avoid false breakouts completely. It can only reduce the chances of getting caught by false breakouts. Before we start, could you first press the like button, share with your friends, and lastly, subscribe to my channel. Are you ready? Let's go. Why are there so many traders that get caught at false breakouts? Firstly, let's have a look at the chart here. These are what I have drawn. The reason why most traders they get caught at false breakout is because they enter too aggressively. As you can see, imagine this is a resistance. When price breaks out and close outside of the resistance, many of the traders will think that this will continue to the upside. That is when they place their long position, place their stop loss below and have a target, of course. And what happens in the end? The price decides to reverse and touch their stop loss. Now, why does this happen? It is because the banks know that most of the traders will trade like this. Therefore, what they do is that they'll push the price up over the support level or the resistance level and catch many traders, make them lose money, and that is when they will push the price to wherever they want. That is when they grab enough liquidity. And don't worry, if you don't understand what is liquidity, I will explain it in one of the future videos and explain why is it so important to make prices move. Next up, imagine this is a support level, price breakout of the support level aggressively and a candle closed outside a support level. So what most of the traders do, they will take a sell position right after the breakout happens. They'll place a sell above here, they'll have a target, they'll place their stop loss above, and what happens in the end? The price decides to reverse back up and touch their stop loss. These are the examples of false breakouts and why many traders lose money trading breakouts. Now let's look at some live examples or chart examples on those false breakouts. As you can see this, we have a resistance over here and we have a breakout. We have a candle closed outside of this resistance. Most traders, they will take a long position right when the candle closes. They'll place their stop loss below and of course they have their target, and look what happened. Price went up, closed outside of the resistance, and what happened? Price reversed back down and catch their stop loss. So next example, let's go to the sell example. Next sell example, we can see it's a support level over here. We will proceed to draw a support level and look what happened. Traders will proceed to sell once the candle closes outside of the support level over here. Place their sell position, have their target, have their stop loss, and look what happened. Price breakout of the support level and it reversed back up, again back and went up. So these are the examples of the false breakouts. Let's look at another type of breakout. Yes, I know most of the mentors out there or any lecturers out there, they teach you to enter at the retest. But what happens at the retest? Let's see. Most of the time when the retest happens, and many traders, let's say this is a breakout to the upside, so it will be a buy position. So if we take a buy over here at the retest, placing our stop loss below here and have a target, most of the time what it can happen is it could push down lower to the downside. Same for the selling side. If the price broke out of a support, means that price could potentially go lower, and this time we don't sell at the breakout. We wait for the retest. And what happened? Traders will proceed to place their short position, have their target and their stop loss. But what happens in the end? Price decides to reverse back up and touch their stop loss. These are the failed examples of retest. We will jump over to look at the chart examples as well. And I will also explain why does this happen. Let's have a look at this sell example. At this area, we have a support level. Price decides to close outside of the support level and traders will prepare to sell. But in this scenario, let me show you the retest example. So yes, we have the price retesting. And many traders will proceed to sell once the retest happens. And look what happened. Price decides to reverse to the higher side and touch your stop loss. This is when the retest strategy fails. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at the buy example. Over here we have a resistance level and price decides to break out and close outside of the resistance level. It has given a retest this round. So what happens? Traders will proceed to place their long position when the retest happens. And let's say you have a target, for example, over here. And if you have your stop loss right below, and look what happened. Yes, it did push up, but it wasn't enough. I assume that you have a 1 to 2 risk to reward because that is very important. Always keeping a healthy risk to reward. So as you can see, even having a 1 to 2 risk to reward, it will not hit your take profit. It decides to reverse back down and hit your stop loss. So this is why the retest strategy does not work as well. It is time for me to unveil my secret to trade breakout right now. So we have a buy example over here. Once the breakout happens, I do not take the buy. When the retest happens, I also wouldn't take the buy. So when do I take the buy? Everyone, focus and listen right now. As you can see, when the breakout happens, it is a buyer momentum. Remember this, before we press the buy or sell button, we want to make sure the momentum is also on our side. Let's say I am taking a buy, I want to see a buyer momentum as well. If I'm taking a sell, I want to take seller momentum. As you can see in this scenario, I am not taking buy at this buyer momentum. Retest is happening. Yes, I know many traders teach to enter at the retest, but in this case, we are taking buys. What kind of momentum would it be for the retest to happen? It will be a seller momentum. That is when it does not match our trade. We want to take buys, but it is having a seller momentum. So how I teach my traders is, you can proceed to draw a channel of this retest. We will only take the buy once the breakout happens out of the retest zone, because that is when we have buyer momentum ready and it matches with our buy trade. This is how I enter a buy breakout. Let's have a look at how do I take the sell breakout. Firstly, price decides to break out of a support and candle closed outside of the support. But this is when I do not take the sell. If the retest happens, I will also ignore the trade. What do I do now? I will proceed to draw a channel of that retest and I will wait for price to break out of the retest channel, which shows me that the seller momentum is back, which matches my sell trade. Therefore, this is when I place my short position, place my stop loss right above and have my target to the next support level. This is how I take my sell breakouts. We will now look at some real chart examples so that you have a clearer picture on how to apply these models into the charts. I will be showing you an example of a sell trade. We have a support level over here and seems like the candle have closed outside of the support level. That is when I will jump down to the lower time frame, for example the 5 minute, and let's have a look. We have a breakout, we have a retest. Yes, we have a retest, but this retest has went back into above the support level, so I will wait for more. Once again, we have the breakout once again and it went back up again, so it is invalid. So price decides to come back out again and close outside of the support level. Now it is doing a retest, so I will be drawing a channel like this. I'll be drawing a channel like this, and I'll jump down to the lower time frame to see a clearer breakout. So as you can see, finally we have a breakout out of this retest, and that is when I'll place the short position and have my stop loss above the last high and have a 1 to 2 risk to reward. And look what happened. The price came back all the way down to hit my take profit. So this is how you should use the model that I have taught just now. Let's have a look at a buy example right now. We have a resistance over here, and price have broken out and the candle have closed outside of the resistance, showing us a potential breakout, and therefore price could go up to a higher side. Now we have a retest. We have a retest in the 15 minute, but I will not take entry in the 15 minute. Let's jump down to the 5 minute. In the 5 minute, we will have a clearer picture of the retest. So that is when I'll proceed to draw the retest zone, and I will take the trade once the candle break out outside of the pullback zone and the candle have closed outside of it. That is when I take the long position, place my stop loss right below the last low, and have at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward, and look what happened. It has hit take profit. So this is how I apply my models. Of course, by using this model, it will greatly reduce the number of trades. But remember this, quality is more important than quantity. We want better quality trades than more amount of trades. Of course, this can be used in multiple time frames, not just a 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, but you have to do your multi-time frame analysis. For example, if you identify the breakout in the 1 hour, and if the retest happens in the 1 hour, you will have to jump down to a lower time frame, for example the 30 minute or the 50 minute, to draw the retest zone, to draw the channel. Then once it breaks out in the lower time frame, that is when you can take your entry to either the upside or the downside. Here comes to an end of this video. If you have any questions, just comment down below and I will check them out. If you are interested in watching my live stream, head over to trading.live where I have live streams daily. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe too. See you in the next video. Goodbye.